welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a really fascinating book that connects ancient prophecy with the artificial intelligence that is, well, completely reshaping our world. The whole idea here is that a vision from thousands of years ago is actually unfolding right now, and it's being powered by the technology we hold in our hands every single day. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. We're talking about a mysterious command given to the prophet Daniel about 2,500 years ago. He was told to write down this vision of the future, but then, to seal it up, lock it away. It wasn't meant for his time. It was only supposed to be understood at a specific moment called the time of the end. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The book we're looking at makes this pretty bold claim that this time of the end isn't some distant sci-fi future. It's right now. It argues that we are the generation living through the fulfillment of this ancient prophecy. So, what did Daniel's prophecy actually say would happen? Well, according to the book, it boils down to two key things that would define this era. First, that people would be constantly on the move, searching, exploring, or, as the text says, running to and fro. And second, that there would be a massive, unprecedented explosion of knowledge. And this is where the book really connects the dots between this ancient text and, well, our world today. It suggests that our hyper-connected, information-drenched reality isn't just some historical accident. It's the very mechanism that's making the prophecy come true. Now that phrase, run to and fro, you might think it's just about, airplanes and cars, but the author says, hang on, it's so much more than that. It also perfectly describes our digital lives, constantly scrolling, searching, clicking through the internet, and even the way our minds work now, jumping from idea to idea because we have instant access to everything. And here's where that second part of the prophecy just hits you. I mean, look at this. For most of human history, knowledge kind of trickled along. It was slow, it was linear, but the book points out this absolutely dramatic shift. Knowledge isn't just adding up anymore, it's multiplying. It's growing exponentially. In some fields, the total sum of human knowledge is now doubling in less than a day. It's just mind-boggling. So what's behind this incredible acceleration? What's the engine? The book points its finger at one specific catalyst: artificial intelligence. It frames AI as the technology that is processing, connecting, and distributing all this knowledge at a scale and speed that was, frankly, unimaginable even a few years ago. Okay, so we have all this information, right? But the book basically asks, so what? What are we supposed to do with it? Just having more data isn't the point. And this is where the author brings in a second piece of ancient wisdom as the key to actually navigating this new world. And the answer, according to the author, comes from this verse in Proverbs. It's presented as this sort of, well, you could call it a spiritual blueprint. It's the formula for turning all that raw information into something that actually matters, into meaningful innovation. And let's be clear about what witty inventions means. We're not just talking about some clever little gadget or a funny life hack. The author explains that the original Hebrew word implies something much deeper. We're talking about ingenious ideas, creative breakthroughs, and intelligent designs that solve real-world problems. So here's how the author pictures it all coming together. It's not just a straight line, it's a cycle. You start with wisdom, that's your purpose, the why. Then you add prudence, which is like strategy, that's the how. And you fuel it with knowledge, which is now supercharged by AI, that's the what. And when you get those three things working together, that's when you get these witty inventions. So the big question is, where does AI fit in all this? The book really tries to demystify it and, calm people's fears. It frames AI not as some kind of rival to our brains, but as a powerful partner, a tool designed to help us, not replace us. And this idea of a partnership is absolutely central to the whole argument. Think of it like a team. You bring the human stuff, the vision, the values, the creativity, the judgment. Nobody can replace that. And AI brings the machine stuff. Incredible speed, massive scale, and the ability to spot patterns in data that we'd probably miss. This all leads to this cool concept the book calls intelligence amplified. The best analogy is a calculator. A calculator doesn't replace your brain or make you dumber at math, right? It just handles the tedious calculations so you can focus on solving much bigger, more complex problems. The author argues AI does the exact same thing for our thinking and our creativity. Okay, let's bring this down to earth for a second. How do you actually use this amplifier? Well, according to the author, the number one skill you need for this new era isn't coding, it's learning how to communicate effectively. It's all about asking the right questions and giving the right instructions, which we do through prompts. And you can see the difference right here. It's just night and day. You ask a vague question like write about marketing, and you get a vague, pretty useless answer back. But if you give it a detailed prompt, one that tells it who to be, what to do, who the audience is, you get a specific, actionable strategy you can use right away. The quality of what you get out is 100% tied to the quality of what you put in. And to make it easy, the book gives you this simple 4-step formula you can use every single time. First, give the AI a role. You are a marketing expert. Second, give it a task. Create 5 ideas. Third, add details. The target audience is, and finally, define the style. Write in a warm, friendly tone. Role, task, details, style. It's that simple. All right, this is where we get to the real heart of the book. All of this, the prophecy, the technology, the formulas, it's not just interesting stuff to know. The author presents it as a direct invitation, an invitation to act. The big idea here is that you're not just a spectator watching all this happen. You are perfectly positioned right here, right now, to be an active participant. You are being called, as the author puts it, to become a creator of witty inventions, to use these tools to build, to solve problems, to innovate. And it's not just talk. The book lays out a really clear, actionable roadmap to get you started. It's a 5-step process. You learn the basics, you practice with prompts, then you apply it to your actual work. That leads you to create your own inventions. And the final, crucial step? You share what you've learned to help others. And that brings us to the final thought from the author. It's a provocative question that flips the whole conversation around, away from the tech and right back to you. The tools are here. The knowledge is everywhere. The real question is, what will you create?
Binary rivers, they run so deep.